Want to forget you, but you always ignite the flame. I won't say goodbye now, 'cause I'll see you again. 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 I've been stuck in my mind, thinking about the things we did together. All this time I felt so crazy, since you've been in my dreams. No matter where I am, I always see you smiling at me. I'm okay, I'm okay. You don't need to worry. I'm okay, I'm okay. But you're the one that I need, baby. I want to forget you, but you always ignite the flame. I won't say goodbye now, 'cause I'll see you again. 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 I want to forget you, but you always ignite the flame. I won't say goodbye now, 'cause I'll see you again. A 9:45 on the clock now. I'm still in your bed. You keep your eyes on me, but somehow our eyes never really met. Don't run away from me. I don't see the liquor I used to see. We talked about all of our worst fears, but you didn't say a thing. And now after all of these years, I still give you everything. In the meantime, the clock is running quicker, while I'm still here, looking for that flicker. Don't run away from me. Don't run away from this. Don't run away from me. I don't see the liquor I used to see.
Hello guys, welcome back. The music's not stopped. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Andy, that is Aidan, and we are back to pretend to know what we're talking about when it comes to football. Aidan, the World Cup first round of fixtures is complete. How are you feeling about the World Cup so far, bud?
Up and down, mate, to be honest with you. There has been some questionable, surprising results so far.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, it's completely thrown me off, I'm not going to lie.
Not,
I think it's thrown a lot of people off, to be honest.
yeah, not business as usual as we expected. Sean, welcome in. Becky, welcome into the stream as well. Tom's, welcome into the stream as well, buddy. Thanks for coming in. So we're just going to start off by talking about a subject I said that I was never going to talk about on the channel again, Cristiano Ronaldo. News confirmed this week that by mutual consent that he's left Manchester United. We don't know the ins and outs of that, and I'm sure we probably never will, but it's the end of an era. As a Man United fan, I think I'm happy that it's all come to an end because Man United don't need the drama. I think Ronaldo is going to find another club. Today he's been linked with a move to Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia, which just stinks of a money move, but we'll see. We'll see what Ronaldo's all about when it comes to his next move. If he's about the money, he'll go to Saudi. If he's not and wants to win things, he's probably going to look at going to Chelsea. Have you got any thoughts on that, Aidan, where you think he might go and his leaving Manchester United?
I think leaving Manchester United with what was going on was probably the right thing for both clubs. Otherwise, it just got even more toxic than it already was. I've also heard, apparently, that there is talks that he may go to Real Madrid on a 6-month contract at the end of the season as Benzema's out injured.
Okay.
So that's one that's floating around, but I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I mean, I could purely see that. I mean, when he was linked to Atletico Madrid before, that stunk of what he did at Manchester United, drawing up the attention from City to get United to come back in. And if he's doing the same with Atletico and Real, I can see it. But yeah, guys in the chat, let us know what your thoughts are on Ronaldo moving away. More Man United related news. The club are, and in the thumbnail I've put up for sale, because the statement that the Glazers gave wasn't very sort of clear. It was, we're looking to, I can't even remember the statement. It was so wordy. It was just a PR spin on basically saying, we'll sell, but we don't want to appear to be selling because then that will put us on the back foot and we won't get the money we want. That's really what it is with the Glazers all the time. It all comes down to money. If they say we're up for sale, that they lose the negotiating power, if that makes sense. They don't need to settle, let's be honest. Like, they're getting their money.
Yeah.
Sean Dixon says, going back to Ronaldo, does he retain his legendary status in the club for you guys? He'll always retain his legendary status because of what he's achieved at the club. He was a Ballon d'Or winner, title winner, Champions League winner, but he will also always be tarnished with the memory of him leaving, like how toxic it was when he left. So I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think you can still be a legend of the club, but understandably, he's not going to be liked by a lot of people because of how he left. So I think that's all that I want to say on Ronaldo. I mean, I wish him all the best. I don't really want to see him go to Saudi because it would be good to see him still playing and achieving, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he'll go to Saudi yet, mate. I think he'll go. I think there'll be a biggish club that will come in for him.
Mm-hmm.
I've also seen Newcastle knocking on the door, apparently, but I can't imagine that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
You never know. They're pushing for Champions League football at the halfway point of the season, so anything's possible.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll move on from Ronaldo then. We'll talk about Aston Villa at the World Cup. Have you seen any standout performances from Villa players at the World Cup so far?
Well, the only two players that have actually played at the World Cup from Villa at the minute is Emi Martinez. Obviously, we'll get onto Emi Martinez shortly. And Matty Cash. Now, Matty Cash looks half decent, to be fair. I said before the game to one of the lads I was with, I said that he's going to be really up for this. First World Cup game. He loves a challenge. He just loves getting stuck in. And to be fair to him, I think he produced the goods on his side. Created chances, defended well. He just does what he does for Villa, to be fair to him. And yeah, I'm quite happy for him. But I still wish to this day he chose England over Poland. Because I think he'd have been ace in Southgate's setup. The way he plays, he's old school defending. He can get forward. He can create goals. He can score goals. So yeah. But other than that, there's Bednarak and Buendia who at the World Cup, but I don't think either of them have made an appearance yet for Poland or Argentina.
And what was his reasoning for choosing Poland in the end then? Because the only thing that I can think of that comes to mind is how saturated we are for right backs. I know obviously Reece James is injured, but you've got Trent, Kyle Walker, Reece James when he is fit. Do you think that he never saw himself getting a look in with them playing there, or was there other reasons?
I think he saw. I think it's exactly that, because you look at England's right backs, they've got Reece James, Trent, Wan-Bissaka, Kieran Trippier, Kyle Walker. Do you know what I mean? There's so many. They've got Ben White who's playing right back for Arsenal all season, who can now play there. He must have sat there and gone, I've got no chance. I've got no chance. And then obviously, because apparently they said before the game, they said Matty Cash, they asked him, or he asked to apply to be part of the squad ages ago, and they turned him down.
Okay.
And then the reason he chose Poland was because they came back in for him. So he had he sat and thought about it, and obviously I think he must have realised he's not going to really get in the England squad, so he went for Poland.
Yeah, and I think that's fair to say. I mean, it brings us to one of our viewer submissions that we had before from Sean Dixon, I believe is in the live chat now. He sent us on Twitter a post relating to 137 players who will not represent their country of birth at the World Cup. Now, I don't know how deep to look into this, but Matty Cash is one of the list for Poland, who are born in England but now representing Poland. You've got a lot of the African teams heavy on there, so you've got all over Europe, especially Belgium and France, players from Morocco, Tunisia, Senegal. Just give me your thoughts, Aidan. I think you might be able to say a little bit more on this. So, as you said in your introduction to the channel, you were born in South Africa and you moved to England. Was it age 8?
No. I moved there just like after I was 1.
Oh, just after you was 1, okay.
Yeah, then I went back when I was 4 for a bit, and then came back here, and yeah.
Okay, so tell me what it would be like for you then. Let's say you're in the peak of your form in the Premier League as a striker. You're coming up, and you've got now a choice to make between representing South Africa and England. Now, no disrespect to South Africa, but they're not known for their footballing abilities by any stretch. And England in recent years, they're up and coming, they're making finals, semi-finals. You've got a chance to be on the peripheries of the England squad. You're getting game time, probably not all the time, but then you can choose South Africa and you're in the squad starting all the time. Do you think that makes a difference, game time, or do you think it's about what representing that country means to you?
I think it's a bit of both. See, I'd find it really hard because for me, I'm quite loyal to South Africa. Like with the World Cup, South Africa played and I was all for them. Like I was buzzing for that World Cup. But then at the same time, I'm a very sore loser. So I think if I played in a very poor South African team, which, like you say, they're not the greatest side of football, I don't think I'd cope. Whereas if I had the chance to play for England and actually be in, let's be honest, every World Cup or every Euros, then I think I'd find that hard to turn down, especially if I was at a big club when I was performing well, scoring goals. I'd find it hard to go, yeah, you know what, I'm going to represent South Africa and barely do anything for like my national career.
Yeah, I wonder if that does play into it much, because when you have a look through the list of the players, if you do go and have a look, it's on our Twitter. We retweeted Sean's tweet, and one of the comments he said as well about Wales, the Wales team just looks like a B Team England squad, because there was Ethan Ampadu, Chris Mepham, Dan James, Kiefer Moore, all born in England but choosing to represent Wales. Now, everyone's circumstances are different, right? So whether they're born in England just because they happen to be there, or whether because they were born and raised there, I don't know. But on this list, there's no player on there that's like, we haven't talked about them being in contention to be the best players in this competition.
Yeah.
So do you think they're choosing it for game time then, or do you think there's something more to it?
I think it'd most likely be game time, mate, to be honest. A lot of them are going to be game time, because you look at people who could represent, like France, for example.
Yeah.
but they know full well they're not getting in that squad.
100%, 100%.
So they have gone to teams like Cameroon or bloody wherever. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what is a big one for me? And this one kills me.
Go on.
Erling Haaland.
Yes.
Born in Leeds.
Unlucky. But...
Playing for Norway. Playing for Norway, mate.
But
it kills me because he is gonna be one of the greatest strikers that have ever lived. But if I'm being honest, he's not gonna do a great deal with his national team, and it's horrible.
Yeah, and that's one of them, isn't it? Where it's just like he is the best player in the world. He probably knows for a fact that he takes Harry Kane straight out of the England team, like without a doubt.
100%.
But
100%.
That's the thing where that comes from his dad as well. I think like his dad representing his country, and it might be a Norway thing also. It could just be pride, but I don't think there's many players that if they could walk into a team of their choosing would go with anything other than their home nation, if that makes sense.
No, yeah.
So not the country they were born in, but their nationality as such.
Yeah.
Let us know what your thoughts are. Again, as I said, over on our Twitter page at Pretend Pundits, the retweet is there. Just let us know what your comments are about. What would you do if you had the option to represent two different countries? I see Tom's in the chat here. I know lives in England, born in Latvia. If he had a choice, what would you do? You know, anyone, just let us know your thoughts. Another viewer submission, which impressed us as well. Sean is a massive contributor to the channel, so thank you for that. It's about what we talked about last week, fake fans. We won't dwell on it too much because I haven't really done my research into it, but it was published the attendance numbers at the games, and the attendance far outweighed the stadium's official capacity. So I'll have a little bit more of a look into it, but that could tie into fake fans. It could tie into the sort of propaganda of the World Cup. But it's certainly an interesting thing to look out for, I think.
Yeah, it's weird. That shouldn't really be happening.
Mm-hmm.
Due to stuff that's happened in the past, they should have really cracked down on that.
Absolutely. And the final fan submission, I've got a small graphic. So going back to episode number 3, Ben Ray, another friend of the channel, he said 6 days ago, don't rule out teams from MENA, which is Middle East and North Africa. They pretty much will be like home teams as they're so close to Qatar. And I've got to take my hats off to him. I'm going to give him a little bit of a round of applause on that, because the biggest upset, I would say so far, has been caused by Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So
let us get on to the scores so far. So we discussed Qatar, Ecuador. So that's missing from this list. And the other one that's missing from the list as well is Brazil. That's recently finished 2-0 against Serbia. So yeah, Argentina won, Saudi Arabia 2. You see the score when Messi put Argentina 1-0 up early, and you think, job done. Argentina, easy win. But absolutely not. Messi was seen leaving the pitch in utter, disbelief, I imagine. He's hoping for one last dance. But Saudi Arabia had something else to say about that, and they ended up being the victors. I think that not only upsets Argentina's chances of winning the cup, but it also blows that group wide open for qualification.
Yeah, it is a big hit on Argentina's. Just even their hope, like you say, getting out of the group stage. It is a massive hit, and I at the beginning I thought I don't think they got the team to take it all the way, but I didn't expect. Like, I thought this was going to be like a 4-5-0 job for Argentina. I thought they were going to run riot, to be honest, against these. But to be fair to Saudi, they turned it on, and they performed. They pressed, they caused problems, and they didn't hold back. They played the high line, and they just caused Argentina issues. And that second goal, my God. What a finish! What a finish!
Yeah, it's something we do every year. We just look at the schedule and we see the top two teams in the group and we think, business as usual. But no, there was an upset and we're absolutely here for it. And as you said, the other teams in that group, you got Denmark and Tunisia with a 0-0 draw. So again, even if Argentina win, let's say Saudi Arabia win their next game, it still only puts them on 3 points compared to a 4 and a 1.
Yeah.
So all to play for on the last game. Another one we'll get to in a similar situation to blow the groups wide open is Germany versus Japan and Spain versus Costa Rica. So Germany, again, probably the next biggest upset of the group stages. Germany losing 2-1 to Japan.
Yeah.
And then in the same group, Spain beating Costa Rica 7-0. Now, Germany and Spain play each other next. And you fancy Spain, if they've won 7-0 and Germany are losing, I think it's going to make for a great game. But Germany need to perform and Spain could seal qualification at the same time. So what do you think to Spain winning 7-0? Do you think it was expected or do you think they've outperformed what we expected of them?
I never thought Spain would win 7-0, to be honest. If I'm being honest, I'd have had Spain and Costa Rica as a draw because I said at the start of the World Cup I thought Spain were going to be the team that underachieved. Purely because I didn't think they had that out-and-out striker that they've had in the past, where they've had Fernando Torres, David Villa, Fernando Morientes, all these old players that have just been banging goals in. They had Xavi, Iniesta. They don't have that. And, so I really, really was laying into Spain thinking they've got no chance. And then they go and smash Costa Rica 7-0. So it took me by surprise. But, I don't really know what much else to say about Spain, to be honest, because it shocks me.
No, we love it. We don't want the World Cup to be business as usual. We want it to be exciting, and I think that's probably going to be in the next round of fixtures one of the big games to watch by a mile. Germany versus Spain. Germany desperately need a win if they got chances to get out of the group. Yeah. Costa Rica versus Japan. I think if Japan can undo Germany so easily, like they're going to beat Costa Rica also. So we love to see it. We absolutely love to see it. Another thing that's been quite discussed a lot, I say a lot, I've not seen much of it this week, it's just expected now, is the amount of extra time that's getting added onto the games.
Oh my God.
I mean,
yeah.
I think it was the earliest game today. What was the 1 o'clock game today? I can't remember. I was keeping tabs on it, and then I just saw extra time, and it was 9 minutes. And you look at the game,
Switzerland, Cameroon.
Yeah, 8 minutes, 9 minutes. England's first half the other day, for example, I know there was an injury, but even still, 17 minutes. And
mental.
I want to know how you feel about it because I quite often look at games, especially in the Prem now, when you see games getting 6-7 minutes added on. You think, oh, it's good that they're making up for the lost time, but they never really do anything about the wasted time after that. So Qatar have fully, and FIFA at this World Cup have fully gone, no, every second that gets wasted, we're going to add on. And what the official statement from FIFA was, I've got written down here, is they say that they're going to ensure that all games get made up with added time or injury time for what they call as unnatural lost time. What do you think about this? Do you think it's right that they're doing this? Because you have a look at a Prem game, you see 5 minutes added on. If you're winning and you've got possession, you can lose 2 minutes very easily by going to the corner. But having to lose 10 minutes in a game, 8, 9, 10 minutes is a lot more difficult, especially when there's only one goal in it.
Yeah, I don't really know where it came from. I didn't think they was going to be doing this mental 17 minutes at a time. I don't really know how I feel about it. Because I don't think I've ever seen, even in the England game, I'm pretty certain there wasn't 17 minutes of time to be added. That is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. I think that all this is that Qatar have spent however much money on this World Cup, and they're going, right, we're getting every penny out of these players.
Yeah.
Every single penny. Like, we are making it worth it. 17 minutes, give them it.
Yeah.
17 minutes and a half. Every penny, mate. Every penny they're trying to make.
Yeah, I think it's... Personally, I think it's... Sorry, go on.
No, I just can't see it being any other reason because... Yeah, I don't know. Like, this World Cup's been weird as it is. So I think it is just all these weird little niggly details that are coming out and making changes to the World Cup.
Yeah, the only thing that I can think it is you have a look on social media at any time during this Premier League season talking about VAR. You know, I don't know what it's like across other countries, so it'll be interesting to see. But VAR and officials and referees have come under so much scrutiny that FIFA have probably gone, look, with all the controversy, we're on the world stage. We don't want to give anyone any reason to criticise us, saying that people didn't get a fair crack of the whip. They just want there to be absolutely zero sniff of corruption. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Because if there's been a lot of wasted time, or players staying down, and then you get 3 minutes added on, everyone's just going to go straight to Qatar corruption. They probably don't want that. I don't know, but
yeah, no, it's not what you want the World Cup to be tarnished with.
We'll keep an eye on it. I mean, I can't see them changing that now because they've made their bed. They have to lay in it. If they're going to do that for one game, they've got to do it for all. So,
oh yeah, they will. They'll stick with this now right through.
Sean Dixon, Gary Neville said that there's no goals in this Spain team.
Yeah. That's my thought. That was my thoughts exactly.
So he's not done a great job as a manager, but now his punditry's even worse. Maybe he should come on the Pretend Pundits and pretend to know what football's all about like us.
Yeah, I think he's fitting quite well.
All right. Well, after the stream, if you just give him a quick bell, see what we can run.
Yeah, I'll text him, mate, see what he says.
And then, the next game we're going to talk about is on here, I believe, as well. And that is our very own boys in white and red, England. What did you make to the game, mate?
Mental, mate. To be honest, at first, I was shocked with the lineup he went for.
Yeah.
To be honest, in a sense, because I expected about 34 defenders on the pitch.
Yeah.
So that's what I was expecting, and I was thinking, right, we're playing Iran. First game, surely to God, he's not going to pick have Calvin Phillips, Declan Rice, fucking 16 wing backs.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the lineup and I thought, the first thing that got me was Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
Because I said, when we made our predictions about youngest player, the best young player of the tournament, I said I'd have picked Jude Bellingham, but I didn't think he'd get started.
Mm-hmm.
First game he starts, so that excited me. And now you can see why when he banged in that header. And I think that was probably, I know it was only against Iran, but I think going forward, that was probably one of the best performances I've seen England play in a very long time, attacking wise.
Absolutely.
Other than when we play like San Marino every year. Yeah,
I mean, you say it's only Iran, but then Argentina fans would have been saying, oh, it's only Saudi Arabia. Do you know what I mean? So they're at the World Cup, mate. So I agree we shouldn't get carried away, but you're right. I think I was pessimistic at first. I didn't say Jude Bellingham because I thought he'd play, but I just thought he'd get let down by other people around him. I think Saka was an absolute baller in that game. I expected him to start. I mean, Sterling's always going to start, but Saka was just absolutely phenomenal. I can't say anything other than I hold my hands up and say, sorry, Southgate, I expected the worst from you, but we've seen the best. And I think the other result in our group, USA and Wales drawing, is just the perfect start. We couldn't have asked for a better result.
No, I think that is pretty much the perfect start.
So,
and big Jack Grealish got on the score sheet as well. Massive.
Absolutely. I mean, Callum Wilson gets all the credit for me there, but I see what you're saying.
Absolutely. But Jack Grealish's positioning is absolutely vital in that goal.
Yeah, I can't
The
disagree.
composure.
Yeah, fortunately we've got no one to criticise. Well, I say we. I haven't got anyone to criticise yet from the England squad. Have you got anything critical to say about them yet?
No. I'd probably the closest I'd go to, mate, is Harry Maguire for the giving away the goal, but that's just niggling at bits.
That is.
And I don't really.
No,
I'm not jumping on Harry Maguire's back.
No, you are niggling at bits because I'm trying to think who it was now. Who replaced Maguire and came on and was awful. I can't think who it was now.
Connor Cody?
No.
I don't know, who was it?
Someone will remember. Someone will remember. They got outdone by Taremi a couple of times, and you. Oh.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, right. While you have a look at that,
Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer, yes. Oh my God, Eric Dyer makes me thank the Lord that Harry Maguire went. Yeah, Sean's got it as well in the comments. Eric Dyer.
Yeah.
He stunk up the place when he came on. Southgate, if you're watching, don't bring on Dyer to shore up a game because he fucking won't. Okay.
Because you should have brought Tyrone Mings to Qatar. You should have took Tyrone.
To be fair, I'd have given Tyrone Mings a game after seeing that Dyer performance. But we move. We move to game number 2, which is tomorrow against the USA. Now, rumours on social media are circulating that the loser of this game has to keep James Corden. So, England, boys, for the nation, do us proud. Keep him over in the USA.
See, I'd take James Corden back, mate. Give us a couple more episodes of Gavin and Stacey. What are you pissing about?
He can come back for the Christmas specials of Gavin and Stacey, and that's it. And then he can go back. Anyway. Yeah, Ben Ray's on it as well, Dyer. Yeah, just... Oh, I don't know. Would you swap James Corden for Eric Dyer?
I would, because imagine how good the morale would be with James Corden there.
At centre-back?
Imagine him doing the coach carpool karaoke on the way to the games.
Oh, my God.
With all the lads in the bus singing Vindaloo.
There is that, but I don't know. I've heard he's an arsehole.
Morale.
Yeah. But yeah, Eric Dyer, if you're watching this as well, mate, get a plane ticket home. I'll chip in. Hope it's nothing like that Poland match we watched earlier. Yeah, we was watching some 5v5 fighting earlier. If you haven't watched that already, check it out.
Wow.
Team fighting championships.
I think I've seen them.
England versus USA then, Aidan. Two questions. What would you do if you was the England manager with the squad selection? And second question, what do you think Gareth Southgate's going to do with his team selection for the next game?
Okay, what would I do? I don't think I'd change anything. Would I change anything? No, because they perform so well. I don't think you can change anything. And to be honest, I don't think Southgate's going to change anything. I think he's going to keep it exactly the same. I don't think he can after a 6-2 win. Can you really look at changing anyone? I think what he did was pretty much perfect. Obviously, we conceded 2 goals, but that's whatever.
Yeah.
We still scored 6. And for England to score 6 in the opening day of the World Cup is pretty bloody decent, considering we all thought was going to be sat on our own goal line for 90 minutes.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, mate. And I think what is important to say is I would do the same as what I think Gareth Southgate's going to do. I don't think he'll change the team when they're winning. You don't really need to. Is Southgate technically advanced enough to see what USA are doing and change his style to adapt to them? No, I don't think so. I think Southgate is not the sort of person who would do that, or his coaching staff. I think play the same system and see what happens and then learn your lessons from there. But I think... No, I mean, there was no one, like I said, the only people that performed badly were the people that come off the bench, Eric Dyer mostly, but yeah, stick with the team and see what we can do.
Yeah, definitely. I think definitely stick with the team.
The USA team look absolutely rapid. I'm sure those wing backs shore up the wing backs and make sure they're a little bit more defensive. Yeah, I mean, he'll probably have. What I mean is, he probably won't set out differently from the start. If he starts to see, surely he's switched on enough to see if the game's going against them, then he'll be able to quite easily drop into a 5. But I don't know. I'd like to see us do some more attacking. I think, again, this could be bias kicking in, but I would like to see Marcus Rashford play more. I mean, you saw he scored after 19 seconds after coming off the bench, and him getting in behind, I think he needs to maybe get a game over Sterling at some point. I think him and Saka on either side would just be unstoppable.
Yeah, but then Sterling didn't have a bad game, did he? So
No, he didn't. No,
I see what you're saying. Obviously, Rashford should be. That ideally, Rashford should be starting. But again, obviously, Sterling had a decent game. Saka had a decent game.
Yeah.
Kane, did he do a lot? Did he get assists? I think he got 2 assists, didn't he?
I don't know. Did he?
So there's that. He didn't really score. He didn't do his normal. I saw he was drifting out wide and dropping quite deep, which was interesting. Like, was playing like a rotating forward 3.
It's very much what he does at Tottenham, though, isn't it? Drop deep and play the long ball, and then catch up with the rest of them.
You very rarely see him drift out wide with Tottenham, which I thought was interesting. And to be fair, he caused issues with his crosses. So it looks like it has been something they've been working on in training. Because I'm assuming they expected Kane to be like the target man, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. I think it's normally what we expect from Kane, to be fair. Unless it's Sterling passing, then we don't.
Yeah, then you don't know where it's going.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. It seems a bit more fluid. And again, I just hope that when we come back to the next episode, we've got a lot more to talk about with England, just to see how they've performed. I can't see on paper, again, anything other than an England win here. But that being said, USA did look very, very good and were unlucky to lose, 2 points from that game.
Yeah, well, like Sean says, they are rapid.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the likes of Anthony Robinson, Sergio Dest, who's at Barcelona, and I know for a fact, I think they're both fullbacks, wing-backs, but they are lightning quick.
Yeah.
Like, they have got some quick players, and yeah, maybe it wouldn't be a bad shout, maybe looking at the fullback area, maybe just seeing if there is someone who could maybe do a better job keeping up. I don't know. But then it depends, because you look at Trippier, mate, and his positioning. This season, mate, he's been class.
Yeah.
I don't think you can really drop him. And then, is it Luke Shaw who played left back?
Yeah.
Luke Shaw, wasn't it?
Luke Shaw, yeah. Assisted Jude Bellingham's first.
Yeah, that's, I mean, you can't really drop him. So I think as long as we get our tactics right and people are disciplined and they position themselves right, pace isn't an issue. That's what I've always said, as like playing a fullback. If you position yourself well, you do not need to be the quickest player in the world. If you're positioned well, you got nothing to worry about. And I think Trippier and Luke Shaw do that quite well. So I think if they can carry on with that into the USA game, I think they'll struggle to break our back line down.
Yeah, I struggle to believe that with Luke Shaw, that he's able to do that, because he very rarely does that for Man United. Like, he can get up and down the wing, like, not a problem. He's not the fastest, but he can get up and down. But his positioning is sometimes very, very bad. Ben Ray's in the comments saying that he'd have Kyle Walker for Trippier just to add a bit of speed at the back. I don't know about that. I think, again, it's just one of them things where Trippier is playing very, very well. He's certainly our dead ball specialist on the pitch if the squad stays the same as well. So
yeah, you're not just losing the defensive aspects of Trippier here.
Mm-hmm.
You're using the technical side and the creativity of him.
Yeah, which
Kyle Walker hasn't really got to Trippier's level.
I think speed is probably something you look at bringing on later on in the game. When legs are shot, 70th minute, and you need someone.
Yeah.
Like if Trippier's knackered, injured, or Luke Shaw's the same, you've got that option then, haven't you?
Yeah, fresh legs, especially if they bring on some other rapid subs.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's when you would look and go, right, Kyle, get jogging up and down that line, mate. Do some star jumps. You need to get on in the next 3 minutes, because they're about to cause us issues, kid.
Yeah. That being said, what would be your score prediction for tomorrow's game, bud?
It's not going to be a 6-2. I don't think it's going to be a 6-2 stonking.
What's it going to be, 7-2?
Oh, no, I think... think it's going to be like a 1-0. Just like because I think USA are going to try to be as disciplined as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, I think they're going to be wanting to just keep us away more than they're going to want to be getting at us. So I don't think. Yeah, I think it's 1-0. I'm going 1-0.
Okay.
1-0, mate. What about you? What are you going for?
I find it hard to believe that we're going to get a clean sheet just purely because I know one was a penalty, but the other goal was a bit weak also. I think we're going to score on them, but I just struggle to think that we're going to keep a clean sheet. So
Okay.
I'm going to say 3-1 to England. I think we'll score a couple. I think we'll probably go 2-0 up, maybe go to 2-1, but I think we'll see the game out. I think 3 points is an absolute guarantee. So I'm going to say 3-1. Tom's in the comments, 3-0 for England. Sean, 4-1 to England. If Southgate gets his tactics right. And Ben Ray, 3-1 England. Paulina has said a 2-2 draw. I can't.
2-2 draw.
That's a very bold statement. I don't.
Yeah, especially 2-2. Like 1-1. I'd probably go, yeah, that's possible. Because but I can't see 2-2. I can't see England conceding 2 to USA.
If it was going to be a draw, the only thing I could see is just 0-0, where both teams are just playing too safely. But
yeah.
I think scoring 6 goals, being confident, the way we're playing together, if the teams line up the same, we're scoring at least 3. We'll keep a note of all these scores as well. So when we come back are we back on Tuesday next week? No, Sunday, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, Sunday. We're back on Sunday.
I'll talk Tuesday. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're going to have a look at potentially bringing a watch-along as well to the channel. We're just going to try and experiment with new things. We're 5 episodes in. We'll see what we can do. Yeah. We might try and get some other little shorts and stuff up as well. Scorers Rashford, Saka and Kane. Well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll definitely be coming back to these comments.
Yeah, I absolutely love coming back to them because it's not something I ever do normally. We normally just have the discussion, say our predictions, and then we don't review them, but they're on YouTube now, so we've got to come back and talk to them.
Yeah.
One prediction we both did make as well was who's going to win the group with Portugal and Uruguay. And Portugal have got off to a winning start.
Yep.
Are you still on the Uruguay train, or?
I want to be, mate. I want to be, but I saw the game. It was. I just don't understand. Like, it was so flat.
It's like, come on, boys, I've got a tenner on this.
Like, yeah, I was thinking, you fuckers. Like, Darwin Núñez, mate, is close to getting a tweet from me saying, "What are you doing? You can transfer me £10 immediately." But no, I think first game was slow. It was so slow and flat. But
no,
I don't know who they got next. I don't know who they've got next.
Korea are not pushovers by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely not. They showed that today.
So,
but I just sat there and I thought, come on, please, just like snatch it. Just snatch it. Valverde hit the post and I thought, here we go. Momentum's there. And then all of a sudden, South Korea was just dominating. I was like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
What is going on here? But no, I've got faith in them. I've got faith. I think the next game, well, if they don't win the next game, then they're done. Then that's it.
Even as much as I bigged up Portugal in the last episode, saying that they're so clear, Ghana pushed them till the end. They went 3-1 up quickly, but then at 3-2, and with the amount of fucking added time that's getting added on, it can swing any way.
And did you see in the 90th minute Inaki Williams what he did in that game?
No.
Did you not see it?
No, my luck. This is typically my luck of watching the World Cup, right? So all the games that I watch, with the exception of England, have been boring, right? So I thought, you know what? I'm going to chill out tonight. I'm going to watch the Portugal game. I'm going to just see how they get on. I wasn't expecting much. Half-time 0-0, and I think, okay, this is going to be 1-0 somewhere. So I switched it off, and of course I missed 5 goals. Inaki Williams, he's a rogue shout for a good player who could perform well in that group. What's he done?
Could be. So the 90th minute, I think it was literally pretty much the last kick of the game. It's 3-2. It's 3-2. And the keeper's picked up the ball, and Inaki Williams is stood next to the goalpost, and the keeper's not noticed him. So the keeper's rolled the ball onto the floor.
Oh, God.
Inaki's ran, took the ball off him, but as he's took the ball, he's slipped on his arse, got up, shot at an open goal, and fluffed it and fallen again, and the defender's got in front of it. 90th minute, mate, and I was sat there, like, screaming. I was like, it's going to happen! 3-all! And then, no, he falls over. I was like, you are having me on here.
Oh, dear.
I was like, that could have been brilliant. Ronaldo's on the sideline going nuts, panicking. You can see the fear in his eyes, like, what has just happened?
Yeah, your boy Vinny Jr. had a little slip earlier on as well today, didn't he? Just lost his standing foot when he was through on goal.
Yeah.
He
didn't do a great deal today, which is upsetting.
No, I think Brazil, from what I heard as well, I only saw the second half of that game. From what I heard, Serbia were, defence is in Serbia's blood. You look at the likes of Nemanja Vidic and all these big players they've got. They kept Brazil out, but Brazil just undone them, and I think that's a sign of a winning team. So I think you're onto something with your prediction.
But I couldn't get my head around because I was watching it, and you look at Serbia's defence, they are big guys, tall, and then obviously they've got Richarlison, Neymar, Vinny, and Rafinha forward, and they kept playing these lofted high balls, and I was sat there thinking, what are you doing? Like, why? Run at them, break through the lines, play into the channels, and then obviously eventually they just did typical Brazil, didn't they? Figured it all out. Went, here you go, have this. Richarlison, yeah, we'll give you goal of the season just because I fancy it.
They could have had another. I think it was 2 or 3 more. They hit the post and the crossbar on a couple of occasions. Yeah. Some absolutely beautiful shots, and I think that's the difference between a team that's going to be in the final and a team that's going to underperform.
Yeah, they just turn it on.
Absolutely.
They had little snippets where it looked like classic Brazil. Like the fancy showboating, but like they made it look beautiful the way they played the ball and skipping past players. But then there are also moments where it was just like, am I watching Brazil or am I watching Grantham Town? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But then, like you said, it's what they do. This is like a team who's going to reach the final. They realise where they're messing up, and all of a sudden they switch it on, and they make mincemeat out of teams. So
yeah, I mean, at 2-0, when you're taking off Richarlison and Vinicius Jr. for Anthony and Gabriel Jesus, you know you're hungry. You know you've got a desire to win, and you've got great options.
Yeah.
So
like the depth in their squad, especially the attacking options. Well, I think in all their options, to be honest, is just insane.
Absolutely.
Like, I saw the team sheet today. Didn't even start Eden Militao, did they? Couldn't believe it.
Well, that's
one of the best.
It's just what happens, isn't it, when you've got so much depth? France 4 years ago, Man City every year in the Premier League.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one of them things. Sean Dixon can't understand why Cavani wasn't starting. Suarez looks slow and lackluster. Yeah, a fair point. I mean, I think Uruguay probably leaned on their midfield a little bit. And a player that I was absolutely shocked was on the lineup was Martin Cáceres, who I thought retired 10 years ago. But it makes me feel young when you see a name of a player that you played with on like FIFA 2004.
Yeah, it's mental. I thought he'd retired. I honestly thought he'd retired.
No, he's only 35, so...
No, still going strong.
That's
Him and Diego Godin.
Yeah.
It's like Chiellini and Bonucci all over again.
Off Wish.
Like they just don't... imagine. Yeah.
I think, Aidan, that just about covers us for today's episode, mate.
Lovely.
Next time, or coming up next, should I say, Same again, we're going to just be reviewing all the games between now and the next stream on Sunday night. We'll be looking again at England, any other news that comes up that's particularly prominent, especially about the World Cup. Get your comments in, especially on the Twitter. We're going to try and get some more activity on the Twitter page as well, and on the TikTok. We're going to discuss next as well, having a look at watch-alongs to see if they're possible. Just with the format we do at the minute, we don't know how possible watch-alongs are, but we'd love to do a couple of those. And then we're also going to start look at bringing in some guests as well. So just to get a little bit more of an outside of an opinion. So if you think you know what you're talking about football, but you actually don't, let us know, and we'll have a look at trying to get more people on.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Lovely.
Yes, it's good. Keep also, guys, make sure you hit them bloody likes on the YouTube on this stream. Share it. Check out our links in the description. Go retweet us anything you find football related. Tweet us it so we can retweet it. Instagram, if you've got Instagram, tag us in things you see on Instagram. We'll use that. Any social media, just hit us with it so we can get you guys more involved where we can, and we can use what you've tagged us in, and obviously use it in the stream or whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah,
absolutely. Like Aidan says, this is just us two on the screen, but it's not just ours two's discussion. It's your discussion as well. Sean, thank you for your massive contributions to the channel, mate. You've given us plenty to talk about. Ben, with the absolute wonder prediction for Saudi Arabia. Tell me next week's lottery numbers, please.
And me.
All the description, in the description, all of our links. So we've got all of our Pretend Pundit stuff. And then in the Meet the Pundit section, you've got all of Aidan's links, all of my links for our Twitches, TikToks, Twitters. Show some support over there if you want to see more of us individually. But more so, get these football discussions coming in. We would love to hear more what you think.
Yeah, absolutely.
TikTok is odd. I can't send you stuff that you don't follow back, but I'll ping. Yeah, absolutely. DM links on Instagram. Tag us if you can, like in the comments. We'll have a look into that. But I think TikTok's a little bit restrictive sometimes. I think they're weird with tagging people. But
with TikTok, if you find any kind of content on TikTok where you see like a football clip or like a news article on football or anything that you think we'll find interesting, if you leave us a comment, we'll see if we can maybe respond to that comment with a video on TikTok.
Yeah.
As a way of getting you guys involved as well over there. So yeah, make sure you go follow us on TikTok, guys, and yeah, try to do that, and we'll see what we can do with your comments. And if we can't directly use the comment, we'll find a way of fitting the comment into the video, and then we'll tag you in the video so you guys see it, and yeah,
absolutely.
See what we can do that way.
Absolutely, and yeah, as Aidan said as well, drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. It'll help us get the video reached out to more people as well. So,
also, don't forget to turn your notifications on.
Yes, they worked this week according to the notification gang. They worked. So yeah, get the notifications on, and you'll be alerted every time we set up a broadcast, and you'll know exactly when to come and tune in for the stream. Cool.
Exactly.
Right. Thank you very much, guys, and see you in the next one.
Cheers, guys.
See you, Aidan.
See you later, mate.